Good morning. We're talking about video games for a cause. Andy Schatz is the creator of a line of video games that promotes protecting animals. The goal is to help people both young and old develop a love for animals. So Andy joins us this morning with a look at his games. This is pretty neat. I've never seen anything like this, Andy.
Oh, thank you for having me here, Natasha. I'm really excited to be able to talk about it because these games are really unique. People can play with these ecosystems and play with the animals and really learn about how food webs work and how ecosystems work. But it's not just educational, it's entertainment in the way that a lot of the movies we've seen come out, like March of the Penguins. It's entertainment. You don't go to learn, you go to be entertained, but it's so enriching. And I'm really excited to be able to bring this to kids and families and gamers out there.
Yeah, I got to mention to people, now, it's not like you've got some big company. You're kind of a one-man band, so to speak.
Right.
And you created this all on your own. And how does that work as a businessman by yourself? You've got this unusual game. Is it popular? Is it picking up popularity?
Absolutely. Our first game was African ecosystems. So you were playing with zebras and lions and elephants. And I did the design and the programming, and I contracted out artwork and sound and things like that to former colleagues. But for the most part, I basically quit my job in the game industry to make enriching games, and that's what I want to do, and that's what I really enjoy doing. So I quit my job and I built these things entirely off of my own savings. And here I am today. 70,000 copies of the first title sold on an $8,000 budget.
Wow.
So
that's incredible. Hats off to you. Now, talking about the game, what can we make it do? I understand if we influence the environment with weather, we can actually either help the animals or hurt them.
Right. So this is an Arctic ecosystem simulator. It's called Venture Arctic, and there's a number of animals out here. So you can see that there's Arctic hares moving around, and there's ravens up in the trees, and there's whole ecosystems of caribou over here, and there's even packs of wolves roaming around. There's a wolf over here.
What would happen
observing the caribou herd.
What about if we bring in a drought? What's going to happen?
So you can use various tools of nature like sun and sickness and snow, and they're not all good tools. They're all different sorts of tools of nature, and you can see how they affect the environment. And in some cases, you might want to increase your wolf population, and in order to do that, you want to make sure your caribou population is healthy. So you help them out by giving them more grass. So you might melt the snow in order to allow the caribou to have more grass. And in other cases, maybe you want your caribou herd to be stronger. And in order to make your caribou herd stronger, you might use the sickness tool in order to thin out your wolf packs.
Interesting.
So here's an elderly wolf that we're going to use. We used the sickness tool on him, and the poor guy died. And in order to increase our caribou herd, we can use a fertility tool, and we can actually
wow, that's hilarious.
increase
the heart.
Right, you can increase the caribou herd in that manner. So there's marine and terrestrial ecosystems. There's all sorts of animals you can unlock. For instance, the puffin here. We can unfreeze a number of these guys, and they'll fly around and actually go fishing for the herds or the schools of Arctic cod. Here's a number of puffins, and they'll fly around and searching for these Arctic cod.
That's so interesting, Andy, and I'm just impressed that you did this all on your own, and it's a great educational tool, like you were saying, people being entertained, not really knowing that they're learning something, but they are learning something.
They absolutely are.
That's good stuff. All right, thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Natasha.
Well, for more information on Andy's company, Pocketwatch Games, log on to our website at cbs8.com and click on the Hot button. Well, gastric bypass surgery may do more than just help people lose weight. How it can add years to patients' lives. Coming up next.